Okay, so the book that today I'm trying to review is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. That's her pen name, if I'm not wrong. This book is actually the first book in her Dream Harbor series, and I know it's been out there for quite a while now, but I'm a little late to it. Anyways, I read it. So the story follows Jeannie, who's the protagonist, and she's completely burned out from her corporate job in Boston. She has worked there for 7 years, and uh, after a traumatizing event, nothing very overly dramatic, but after a traumatizing event, she says she needs a fresh start. So she packs her bag up and moves to Dream Harbor, which is very picturesque, which is very Instagrammable town, and she's very lucky, she's living the dream there. She's so lucky that she inherits a cafe from her aunt, and aunt herself is living one more adventure where she's exploring the world for herself, going off snorkeling and whatnot. So this cafe becomes the center of her new life. She is now trying to run this cafe for herself. And from the start, she decides that she wants to be this very new version of herself, the new genie. And this constant messaging is throughout the story, where she's constantly reminding herself that now, as this new person, what would her course of action be in multiple situations. But interestingly, she realizes that by the end, that trying to become this new person doesn't mean losing her old self, and she can integrate both. I think that is more relatable. She starts running the cafe, making new friends, and joins book clubs and goes to farmer markets and judges the costume competitions, kind of things. And so it's a very cozy kind of town, and everyone has their own different story. After a while, she starts coming across some strange things happening at night when she's sleeping. There are glasses breaking, noises coming, and everything. And as Jeannie has been shown to be a Schitt's Creek fan, she goes on to assume the worst case possible, that is, a serial killer is out there to get her, and which eventually reveals itself in a very gentle manner. It is not very harmful. Okay. And then one night when she was sleeping, she heard some noise, goes down, ready to kill whoever is in front of him with a bat, holding a bat in her hand, opens the door, and she comes across Logan, the local farmer. He's rugged, brooding, and very handsome, basically a dream small town guy. And Logan also has his own past. He has abandonment issues. His previous relationship had traumatized him for life, and he tries to keep all his decisions in line with the lessons from what he had received from his previous relationships. So basically, Ginny and Logan both try to avoid their feelings initially, but somehow that doesn't work for them, and eventually uh, they do come together. Their romance develops not deeply, their romance develops slowly. Yes, there is spice, but there is also emotional depth. They navigate through their own fears, miscommunications, and especially past baggage, which becomes a very concerning point, as due to one miscommunication, Logan assumes things and walks out of something without even trying to understand what the other person is saying, which I think happens in almost every rom com. Maybe it is very much real in real lives as well, where we just from an action or maybe just from uh, some things we just assume the worst possible. But somehow he learns to communicate, obviously, with some slaps from his friends, learns to communicate, and they eventually reconcile. So the story really emphasizes on themes like healing from the past trauma, and how, again, I think I've heard this somewhere on some podcast on YouTube, mostly Jay Shetty's podcast. I've heard this, but Logan does that here, that he allows his past to blackmail his present self to sabotage his future. So that's pretty much it. The town in itself is almost a different character altogether. Everyone is very protective. Sometimes they might seem nosy, but they are very protective. People are protective of Logan, and the friends are supportive of each other. And there is so much life in that particular town: farmers markets, book clubs, and whatnot, local gatherings, and everything. And Ginny finds herself building a life for herself as well, because while a little time that she had taken off of Logan while they were not communicating, a very, very brief time, they were not communicating. She was not completely drenched in thought of just Logan. At that particular time, she was trying to run her cafe by herself because there had been lesser help at the time, and she was trying to do all of that by herself. So she starts to understand how she had also built her own life in that particular town, and she was very proud of that. And she decided to stay back eventually. So somehow she did self rediscover herself. Overall, it's a cozy, uplifting, light-hearted, and very comfortable read. Probably it would be finished in a day or maybe two if you take your time and do it slowly. And it's a nice read, actually. I would like to. I will really like to go on and read the next book. That is the Cinnabon Bookstore, if I'm not wrong, the second book from. Thank you for listening to this particular review, and I hope I'll be able to do better next time. Thank you.